Welcome in, everybody, to day number 1 of AEL High School Competition Marble Rivals Term 2. It's Mattse and TwoTapTony coming at you once again. I want to say a big welcome back to everybody on board for this term. We're excited for what's going to be coming out and feeling confident, feeling good, just like our teams. Tony, how you feeling coming into today?
Yeah, I feel good. It's good to be back. We get to see some of the high school competition, Matt, and of course, new patch. Devil Dino's just hit, so it should be fun.
That's it. Should be fun, and it should be a great way to see how our players are gunning ahead into this one. Speaking of gunning ahead, though, we're going to gun ahead with our sponsors. Oh, yeah. So, first and foremost, a big shout out to AGON by AOC, the #1 gaming monitor brand in the world. AGON by AOC provide best-in-class monitor solutions for gaming and all other needs. So, big shout out to them and theirs there. Big shout out again to AGON by AOC. But, Tony, who's next on the list?
Absolutely, Matt. Next up on the list, our shout out goes to HyperX and Officeworks. Power your game with the latest gear at Officeworks, where you need speed, control, and zero distractions. Officeworks has got the tech. Discover gaming gear made to handle serious play.
That's the ticket. Big shout out to them and theirs there, Tone. You know them, you love them. We appreciate all of their support. Speaking of support, though, big shout out to Indomie, the noodle partner. Made with high quality of flour and selected ingredients and spices, a plate of Indomie mee goreng will certainly brighten up your day. Try any one of the flavors available today from your local grocer or at indomie.com.au. So, big shout out to each and every single one of them. You know them, you love them, and we certainly appreciate their support. So, thank you once again for that, everybody. We love our sponsors. We love TwoTapTony, don't we, Tony?
Ooh, yeah. I'd hope so. Otherwise, we wouldn't be working together, mate. There's some animosity.
Love-hate relation, you know?
A love-hate relation, yeah, maybe. But yeah, I guess drawing back into my point that I just made, Devil Dino now being in the mix, we get to see. We'll probably see more Punisher as well, considering that team up with Devil Dino is going to be probably a pretty prominent thing. And of course,
Primal we Judgment, or isn't it, or Primal Punishment?
I believe
can't
so.
remember.
Yeah.
Something along those lines, but yeah, definitely. It's interesting to see them kind of playing into the primal things again, right? Because you have the Primal Flame with the Wolverine and Phoenix team up there, so now we're having more like primal focus coming into the mix there. It'd be interesting to see if there was maybe a bit of a mix-up between some of those heroes to, have a full like primal force or something. I don't know. Just a lot working out in the think tank as usual, but. Speaking of as usual, we are going to be getting our usual suspects on our screens very soon. I can tell you our first game is going to be SPLC Panthers taking on BSDE Infinity Stones. And speaking of, our first map is Celestial Husk on Domination, so get excited for that. I think we are going to be getting our draft underway in just a second here now, though, Tony. And here we go.
Yeah, I'm curious to see how this one impacts, right? Whether we do see Devil Dino get let through, or teams opt to play it here. But Celestial Husk, a really important map, especially for both of these teams. Probably want to control that high ground a little bit more, of course, as well. Towards that right hand lane, you probably want to be able to control that area as well, because the health pack pretty important in a fight such as this. But of course, we'll see first bans coming through. Spider-Man target ban here onto SPLC. Kind of respect that one for BSD. Don't want to have to deal with that one at all.
No, they don't want to deal with that any day of the week, Tony. Can definitely commend them for that one, and very eager to see what else is going to be coming out of the mix here. Obviously, Phoenix is gone. Bit of focus on Phoenix this patch especially, right? Considering how much damage they can pump through on those left clicks. But speaking of, we got Devil Dino on the first protect there. So, the Dino is coming out to play. It's time to get Jurassic.
We're getting a little bit wild with it, saving the Devil Dino first, of course. Both teams not opting for the Gambit ban. Normally we've seen, MRC, MRI. Gambit's a pretty prominent pick, but getting that Sue Invis woman that save here for the red side's pretty good. The fact that both teams kind of get that first round save after a ban, a pretty prominent pick from a lot of these teams.
Yeah, pretty prominent to have focus in that area there, and this time there's going to be no ban, Tony. No ban, no worries. Groot going to be taken off the plate, though, so certainly don't want to have this Strangling Prison be enabled there. Want to divert focus elsewhere, considering the impact that ult has had in every patch, I'd say. Fair enough, you know? And I think it's good that they can take that out of play, considering how it does limit Devil Dino's style of play a little bit. You know, it kind of nullifies their pathing and allows a bit more escapability, so good to see. But Gambit has broken through, Tony, so this is a rare sight in some circumstances.
Yeah, this is a very rare sight. Gambit getting let through this late in the track and getting saved this late in the pieces. Well, normally some teams just forget about Gambit. If it's gone this late in the pick and bans here, normally we see teams kind of just, you know, opt against it. We'll see, of course, a Squirrel Girl save here from BSDE. It's interesting seeing Gambit being saved because, of course, Starlord also, you know, recently getting a buff there with the 50 magazine there on his blasters. So Gambit Starlord could be a prominent pick in the meta as well. Mantis kind of falls in priority a little bit, especially with the fact that that damage amplification that she had no longer feels as strong. It's now down to 8% where it was at 12. So Mantis kind of loses priority. But Gambit, Cloak and Dagger as well, definitely one that's been a pretty hotly contested pick.
Oh, yeah. Definitely been a hotly contested pick there, and not going to be able to do much with it anymore. You know, you thought focus was going away from that one. Nah, not today. But Jeff is going to be breaking through for BSDE here, so one of the more mobile strategists. Again, I have seen a bit of focus head in that area for some teams, you know, considering how slippery Jeff can be and how effective they can be at just, being an absolute nuisance. But Domo Rez is going to be the first one to bring out the Devil Dino in AEL here. So, very excited to see how they play that one out, Tony. And we are getting down to business on the Celestial Codex.
Yeah, it's interesting. I haven't gotten to experiment too much with Devil Dino myself, Matt. You know, I've only just hit the queues and, you know, starting to work out this season as it progresses. So, yeah, SPLC wanting to bring the Dino to play early kind of feels a little bit like from what I've seen so far. It's a little bit of like a middle ground Vanguard. You've got like dive elements in there with, of course, his savage predation, but then you of course have the buddy barrier that can keep everybody up, and it's also very good at blocking some very impactful ultimates.
That is going to be absolutely certain, Tony. We'd love to see how they can kind of nullify some of those high-impact ults. You know, you think of the Spider Spectacular Spin there, and a lot of other things like the Living Cheat. And they can just, as you can see, carry them away and straight into their team there. So, very curious to see what Domo Rez is going to be able to do with it. So, we'll be able to stick it out for the time being for Ixity and Co. Taking it slow and steady, though, but Hedgian is able to absolutely pump up the damage numbers right now. So far, so good. Just sacking the deck here. Ooh, seems like CJ is taking a bit of a trip off the map, Tony.
Yeah, unfortunate. Maybe just a miscommunication or a input there going to be coming out. But of course, now SPLC Panthers, with that unfortunate misstep, can look to take up percentage here on the point. Can look to cap it here in just a second. And of course, looking to kidnap somebody here using Domo Rez on this Devil Dino and being very aggressive in their forward approach. Invisible Boundary coming out from BSDE. So they've got all the healthier members. The Magic's now back to play here. BSDE are on the front end of this fight now.
Yeah, going to be putting their best foot forward onto this one. For Ixity going down as well. So far, so good for BSDE here. Managing to find a comeback. We'll be able to Diamonds out as well, just playing space on this one for Koji and Co, but they are considering conceding it now. I like how they're playing this little choke point here. Domo Rez as well. Here we go, the Devil Beast. Rampage is coming out, and they're looking to take a page out of this one. And as you can see with this, I guess the crucial thing to it is that you keep moving, considering the element of it is that you're going to be stomping around and trying to pump up those damage numbers.
Yeah, you do definitely do more damage as you move around a little bit more with the Devil Dino, and honestly some trades there. I believe Meteor as well from Whoopers was trying to find a mark here, but they have found onto Koji in the backline on the Emma. BSDE, though, they happen to take up percentage, 58 to their board now. SPLC Panthers flip the point back. You do have to be cautious. Leave a player up on the high ground trying to harass them. It's Burbox on the Jeff. will be opting to fall back and regroup. BSDE have a few ultimates to play with, Matt, but of course, they do have the Raging Royal Flush on the side of SPLC. Panthers do have the hand of Con-Shoot and do have some early picks going the way here of BSDE as they take up on the high ground, then drop down to the low.
Yeah, high or low, it's time to start the show with the Psionic Seduction here. Have managed to catch them in place, and the moon's going to fall down as well. It's an absolute bloodbath over the mission area here, so BSDE will be able to flip control back in their favor. SPLC got pretty close in that one, but not close enough in order to close it out. So BSDE going to be able to make great strides, but I mean, it might not be so good for so long because SPLC are on the edge of a couple of crucial ultimates here. You know, you see they have the Raging Royal Flush available, Galactic Legend, so that Raging Legend could be on deck, and a Boundary there to complement it. It's a recipe for success, Tony, and they have no strategist ultimates for BSDE right now. This could be an amazing time to turn the pace around.
That's definitely a good fight for SPLC Panthers if they're pretty much confident in their approach. And it's going to be Hornet Proteus towards the backside. CJ actually going to be finding some quick KOs there. Domo Res on top of the Jeff, trying to get that Frenzied Feast out, trying to bite down this backline. But BSDE are sitting pretty comfortable. They're kiting this one out quite well. Domo Res now the only one left to be taken out there by CJ. Bluvo as well in the background, the interim of things. It is BSDE coming out on top. And Jakku trying to touch onto that point, but has to get away. That first point of Celestial Husk to BSDE, Matt.
Yeah, the Codex has been decoded, captured now, and we move on to the Vault. Let's see what's inside, Tony. Maybe a new hero. Who knows?
Maybe.
Yeah, maybe that's where Cyclops is being kept
Cyclops,
until 8.5.
Yeah, I was just thinking. Yeah, I was like, surely Cyclops is around the bend here, and I'm excited for that one. Rumor is it might be a strategist, but I'm not sure yet. Of course, we're just speculating here.
It's a lot of curiosity, isn't it?
Yeah, it's always like when they release a new hero, when they tease a new hero, you're like, is it going to be a strategist? Is it going to be a Vanguard?
Is it going to be all three?
Is it going to be all three like Deadpool was?
Not again.
Not again.
Surely
Still working
not.
it out. I'm still working out how all the specifics of each Deadpool works, Matt. It's it's been quite a little bit of research having to be done.
Yeah, you've got the book out, ready to research and do whatever we can. But speaking of research, it's time to put the research into practice as we jump in to the next mission area unlock here. Oh, interesting psionic vortex there. We'll see another one soon, hopefully. But we are going to be jumping into the fight now. Miley looking to see if they can go absolutely crazy on this one. A good Carbon Crush there is going to be bubbled out. So good from the shielding there on the Magneto. Jakku's in a bit of trouble, though. Needs a bit of healing if they did want to activate the Galactic Legend. Do have options here, but so far, no one pulling off. Here we go, though, Tony. Boundary's going to be exchanged, and they catch them on the rim.
Yeah, CJ caught on the outside of the invisible boundary. That's a great pick here for SPLC. We'll see Eye of Agamotto come across here as well from the SPLC side. Domo Res opting to swap off of the Devil Dino. Just felt like it wasn't really working here with what SPLC were trying to run. And you can see playing a very passive setup here. They did opt to walk on the point with that Agamotto, but now they have to fall back a little bit, take their space a little bit more cautiously here as BSD are slowly getting trickled down here. Some great KOs being isolated here from the side of SPLC Panthers as they just take it slow, calm, and methodical, Matt.
Yeah, slow, calm, and steady. And ready to blow it up like confetti as SPLC will be able to maintain control, stroll ahead with a staggered out KO there, and it's going to allow them to align themselves perfectly with that mission area control. So early momentum right behind them, but BSD have a lot at the table here to try and destabilize, considering already Whoopers is in deep hurt, deep trouble. They're going to need some recovery. We'll get it soon, but we could see a Grand Exchanger Ultimates, and they're starting off strong with Psionic Seduction. They're going to be shielded out mostly. Boundary coming up is good nullification, but they have lost Jakku, and the Dark Child's coming out into more.
There comes the Hornet Proteus as well over the backside, but it's blocked. The Dark Child from CJ. Going to be in the mix of things here, getting a ton of damage out, but no KOs secured just quite yet. Here's Zardykill going to be walking up here trying to find something. KOs, though, going over to SPLC. Once again, staggering out this point and really fighting for it.
Yeah, fighting hard and strong into this one, Tone, and they're going to hone in on their strengths and zone them out. Ooh, big damage over to the Jeff, though. Going to be forced into a retreat, but I like this from SPLC here. You know, they're not conceding space. They're, if anything, pressuring BSDE out. This builds so much time for themselves, but now they are slowly trickling back. Ooh, they might catch a KO off this. Not going to happen just yet, though. It's Jeff coming out. It's time to get eaten.
It's Jeff coming through. Backside. Catches Whoopers there. That's a lot of frontline presence now gone from SPLC. They lose Domerez and Jakku now. BSDE could look to make their approach up here. Bluvo forced to fall back. Right, it's Jeff just isolating on a one Vanguard. Means that BSDE can walk for free with all the space being taken. Not a lot of space now being held here by SPLC. Jeff 1v1 going down against Whoopers there. Whoopers actually going to find that one.
Yeah, great to see they're able to find that and can now look to do more great things. Agamotto up the front though, catching him in place. Not going to be able to get much from it. If Bluvo does go down, that's good impact and can find more around the corner. Jakku in trouble and it's the rubble. Everybody comes crumbling down and it will be a great wipe up from BSDE here, forcing a hard reset from SPLC.
Yeah, that was a very interesting position on the portal there from SPLC, taking a little bit more of a back-end approach there. BSDE did initially get caught off guard there, but the Agamotto from Miley Cyrus comes in perfectly for BSDE. Now, they have pretty comfortable position. They've lost a lot of their ultimates, though. We'll have to build those back up here in the neutral. Psionic Seduction from Koji could be good. Good drop down from the height and pull them back in towards his team right now, and he's looking for something. Invis caught up a little bit too far forward, and it's a great one. A spear from the back coming out from Zardy Killer, and CJ still all over the top. Koji looking to walk it up here, getting all the charge for free, looking to make something happen here, and SPLC, they can't do anything once again.
Yeah, looking to make a name for themselves here as things get galactic, and the legend only finds 2, or 1.5 we'll call it, but they will go down eventually. Good turnaround from the SPLC side there, trying to make waves, but now it's time for that Regimental Flush to come up. They are going to be responded to with Proteus Boundary as well, trying to catch them, not going to be able to land it, so the fight's still raging on. Boundary going to be exchanged though for Ixity. Good to change pace here. The Dark Child coming out though, Tony. This could be the change they need.
Yeah, the Dark Child coming through here. CJ slashing, dashing, ducking through the portals too. And we'll find a quick KO there onto Verixity. So one strategy's down here for SPLC. They'll look to pop the Agamotto in return, but it doesn't really follow suit with anything because BSDE are all over the backline here. It doesn't matter that Domerez is towards the backline of BSDE. And now it's just left to Domo on the point here, trying to be helped out by Bluvo. Both of them now getting run down by this magic by Koji on the Emma. Bluvo getting taken out. Some great tracking there from Koji. And overtime will tick for Ixity trying to touch here with a Jeff, but gets taken out as well, Matt. And BSDE will lock it up in 2.
Can you believe it? Really close competitive bout coming through from SPLC and BSDE there, but BSDE, they stand tall, stand strong, and will be able to break it out in the end. So, fantastic work coming through from them and theirs there. You got Koji on the MVP on the Emma Frost. Looks like Emma's back, Tony. Emma is so back. So, well done, well played from both these teams here. And that's going to be a BSDE on top with a big victory. GG, well played. And now,
yeah, well, yeah.
It's you and me, Tony. It's you and me.
It's us. We're back. Yeah, that was a big victory from BSDE. Haven't seen a victory from them, I believe, going back to last term, they struggled a little bit with their roster and working out who wanted to play, who was happy to give it a shot. And yeah, for BSD, a big win over probably one of the heavier favorites here in the competition in SPLC.
Yeah, great start to the term here, and excited to see what more will be coming through. We saw some experimentation with the Devil Dinosaur there. Unfortunately, not able to get the most from it, but it's great to see that players aren't shying away from it. I think it certainly does have its moments. A lot of strength that can be put to display there, but under the right circumstances. So curious to see how the meta is going to shift as, I guess, the season in Season 8 plays out, but as the term plays out as well with our players here, because, you know, they're always bringing out very unique plays, and it's great to see creativity put on its full display here in our competition. But speaking of competition, everybody, we are going to be getting our second series set up right on the other side of this break here, so don't go anywhere. We'll be back in just a moment. See you soon. Welcome back, everybody, to AEL High School and Marvel Rivals Term 2 here in competition. We are going to be getting back down to business with more exciting games, more exciting action. Right in just a second. Our next matchup, everybody, is going to be SCSC Neil Pheasants coming up against KGSC here. So get excited for this game ahead of us. But Tony, before we jump into it, how are you feeling about the dinosaur coming on deck already?
Yeah, it was interesting. I saw a little bit more brawl heavy there from the side of SPLC when they were rocking it. But I think it's one of those characters that probably still requires a lot more cooking in the background because, of course, there's a lot of good counters to Devil Dino that are very meta at the moment. We saw, one of them probably be Moon Knight. Phoenix as well is pretty good at dealing with Daredevil. It's all about the burst damage because that's how you deal with a Dino. And BSD, to their own credit, they had a little bit of burst, right? They had the magic. They're doing, ducking in and out, taking out the strategist. So, the Devil Dino is not really as effective if they're the only one left up in a fight like that.
Yeah. No, it's great to see that there's already, I guess, a bit of counterplay being put into action there. Moon Knight finding their strength. Maybe we'll see some Moon Knight bans, of all things, in regulation there. That's exciting. Definitely keen to see that come into play there. Obviously, there's ways, if they utilize the Primal Punishment team up, then you could use something like a Carbon Crush to try and take them out of play there. There's a lot of options to minimize the impact, I suppose. So, yeah, I'm eager to see some of that come into play very soon. Speaking of soon, though, looks like our next map is going to be Celestial Husk coming at you once again. So, we are going to be jumping into the mix of this one in just a second, everybody. Bear with us, folks. We're getting down to business in just a moment here. Looks like our teams are ready to go, and so are we. So, without further ado, let's get down to business.
Let's get down to business and into the ban draft, Matt. And it's interesting, right? Gambit, from what we saw in the last ban draft, falling through priority a little bit there. Mantis, nowhere to be seen. Mantis, Loki, normally a pretty good combo because you're allowed a lot of room to move with both Mantis and Loki. But, of course, as you alluded to, Moon Knight already getting first taken out here from KGSC.
I think they want to play some dinosaur, Tony. I think they're feeling Jurassic once again. But Black Panther being banned, Tony. Oh, my goodness.
Okay.
No T'Challa today.
No T'Challa.
What is going on?
Yeah, this is different. Gambit normally getting saved second is also a thing. We might just be Gambit salesmen, Matt. We've watched too much MRC, MRI. We know too much about how that character works. But, of course, Groot and Devil Dino being the saves here. Yeah, we're getting Jurassic. Tree versus the Dino going into this one on Celestial Husk. Very interesting.
Very interesting. And very curious what else is going to break in there as Wolverine gets taken out. So no Primal Flame today with a Phoenix. It is going to be Gambit folding away as well, Tony. So keen to see how that one goes. We have Iron Fist getting priority. The Living Chi coming at you. No Raging Chi, though, Tony. Don't get it confused. Don't get it twisted.
Yeah, no Saucy play is going to be coming out there from SCSC. But locking the Iron Fist is an interesting one, especially with the fact that you could probably kind of play that like a pseudo Wolverine, right? Especially with the fact that KGSC opted to ban the Wolverine. They're going to be saving the Bucky. Okay, Bucky. We've been speaking in the background, Matt. Bucky's pretty good. Like, not crazy broken like Bucky used to be. But Bucky at the current stage is a very suitable pick, especially, going against a team that's opting to play the group.
Yeah, it's a valuable pick there, especially being able to utilize the bionic hook to take them out of play, really sway things into action to, I guess, create those instantaneous KO opportunities there. So keen to see how it'll go down. Speaking of how things are going down, though, Chair Knight is actually opting in for the Punisher. So if they want to play into the Dino here, wouldn't be out of the question, but looks like they are changing up their possibilities, going into a triple strategist setup here. I know some teams have been trying to shy away from that kind of focus, especially after the exit of Season 7.5, moving on into Season 8 here, but others a bit more hesitant. You know, they want to stay true to the tried and tested there. So definitely keen to see how things go down. Speaking of how things go down, though, Tony, we've got the Devil online on KGSC here. Just bad luck. I think they're going to have some good luck playing a very mobile composition combined with the Captain America there, as well as the White Fox. There's a lot that they can do here.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I'm glad you alluded to the mobility of this composition. It's kind of crazy. It's not dive. Like, I wouldn't class it as dive, right? Because you've got Magic Bucky. But,
yeah,
like, it's pretty pseudo-dive. Like, a lot of
like hybrid, right?
movability. Yeah, very hybrid there with the Magic and Bucky in play, but of course, you know, you've got your elements of dive, you've got your Cap, you've got your White Fox, and as well, you've got your Luna for some stabilizing presence in that backline. So yeah, this is a really full comp out of KGSC here, especially with the fact, you know, putting in that Devil Dino, seeing what they can do with it as like a little bit of more a frontline presence here, but also can look to take some off angles here. Going to be jumping on into the point here, and KGSC, they have to be worried too, because the Cap, as we said, still pseudo dive in play, does get slapped by the Mantis, able to get away here. Very strong in the neutral here from KGSC to start off.
Yeah, so far so good from them, and have managed to take the early control as well. Primal Bite are coming in also, so just bad luck looking to chomp their way through this one. Here we go. Seeing some good presence from the impact beam there, and ready to do more when required with the body barrier. So happy days on this one, Tone. And yes, it's Will. He's looking to see if they can spill away some of their enemies. Big damage over the top, and they will be able to plop them down. So really solid work once again, just isolating these KOs here and really just stringing their control together piece by piece.
Just really able to pile on with the movability of this composition. That body barrier kind of keeping all of KGSC, you know, safe from any harm that would come their way there. It is going to be Will taking our Garpet Tunnel there towards the left-hand side of the point, trying to maybe get a sneaky little back cap in. But KGSC, crossing their T's, dotting their I's, controlling this space as well. You can see that Cap is well and truly on the strut here towards this front end side of things, where CSC are trying to walk out. Wolvesy trying to take a little bit of an off angle towards left-hand side, but again, this Cap can be pretty mobile and pretty annoying to deal with.
Yeah, and that's just them fulfilling their role to a T, right? They can play more dive-centric, play a bit of a distractive role here, whilst the focus remains up front and center for the rest of their squadron here. They do have a lot they're building towards as well. Cracking Impact online with a Dark Child as well. Can certainly look to activate. And here we go. Time to get impactful. They will find the opening KOs alongside their team there. Not going to be able to chain it together though, but at least their team is able to enable and take out those KOs. So it's going to be a last second point of contention here. If they don't have a portal, they don't have a solution unless they can get someone to get at least a touch onto the mission area. But I mean, even that could be a stretch here.
Garpet Tunnel's trying to go for it. Has to kick their way up there on towards the higher ground. Blocked off. Chair Knight here up on the high ground as well, trying to do something with the Punisher. Straggling Prison going to come through, but it's only going to pull everyone together here for KGSC, as we'll see the Freedom Charge keep them all online and all healthy. And the dashes and the slashes, the fists are being thrown. It's KGSC taking the first point of Celestial Husk, Matt.
Yeah, well done, well played. The Codex decoded all over again, Tone. And now going to be honing in on to the Celestial Vault. Here we go. Playing in to our team-ups as well. You know, you got the Cap and Bucky, Luna and the Fox there. Everything looking good at the minute. And very eager to see how things play out for the rest of this one as well. You know, it looked like there was some moments of greatness, moments of potential for SCSC here, but unfortunately not really able to string things together the way they liked. They have had a couple of change-ups in between. Loki obviously coming out later into last round, as well as Magneto now being injected into this one. So far so good. We'll see if they can manage to, I guess, string together their ultimates into this next portion here. So they are now looking to build themselves up to greatness. But I mean, speaking of KGSC, Tony, they're ready to get angry. The Devil Beast Rampage could be online in just a moment.
Devil Beast with the Dark Child. That's a lot of quick burst damage, and that's the name of the game, right? Especially with having to deal with a Devil Dino, but Devil Dino as well can do a ton of damage back. Feels like a very threatening Vanguard if you're not quite ready for the impact that one has here. Some great dashes, a great knock up there as well, coming out from the Magic. Yes, it's Will. Forced to break those runes. And here we'll see SCSC actually losing a lot of members. Kumio actually coming out from Dragon Fury here on top of the group, trying to take out Vanguard here from SCSC, but it's still Magic. It's still Will as well in the backside of things. It's a double, triple probably for the Magic. And KGSC just clean up that point. I don't even think the Kumio was necessary, Matt.
Yeah, I think it was just, you know, maybe a little bit extra, but it does help pad things up in order to secure things. So they're going to be happy to take that one out, you know, only committing a couple of pieces there in order to take that early control. And now we're going to see if they can stroll ahead with a bit more, but SCSC, they have a lot, and the recipe there, losing out the Punisher early, though, is a problem. Goddess of Death coming out into the Eternal Bond, Dance Floor online into the Dark Child there, Meteor, will it drop? It won't.
Oh.
Gonna be taken away by the Buddy Barrier there, unlucky, but we'll see if they can get even better in a second. No, Kraken Impacts now gonna be chained together. Ooh. Final Judgment even coming out at the end there, Torren, but it's not going to stop that quad KO coming out from Bucky.
Yeah, that was an interesting call there. Maybe a little bit of a fat finger, who knows? But yeah, Kraken Impact immediately. And as we alluded to, Matt, the Devil Dino Buddy Barrier blocking the Meteor. Absolute big work there from Just Bad Luck. Just saving everybody, because that Meteor was directly on top of, I believe, 3 members there from KGSC.
Yeah.
So that Buddy Barrier just blocking it, nullifying that ultimate completely. That's what Devil Dino's probably going to be good at this season, Matt.
Yeah, and it's the same for the Goddess of Death. You know, they block the damage from that. Strongly Imprisoned now coming out up front, looking good, trying their best to see if they can get anything from it. I don't think they got much. They might have got the mission area, if that. But yes, it's Will looking to spill ahead once again, Torren. And it is going to be a clean sweep from KGSC here.
Yeah, another clean fight from KGSC. SCSC.
The Black Cat's out.
The Black Cat's out. They're probably in a desperation mode. 93% here for KGSC, and they have to touch. They have to get on. 98 to 99. Wolvesy trying to dash on in and just a fraction off. Seconds away from stalling that point just a little bit, and Celestial Vault. He'll go to KGSC, Matt.
My goodness, GG's well played, and that's going to be KGSC showing the full effect of the Devil Dinosaur there. I wouldn't be surprised if we get a MVP from them, but no, it's going to be our Bucky player. Yes, it's Will. Looking to spill ahead on the MVP this time, so well done to them. They actually made some huge work. Like, there was some quads coming in there for them and a lot more. I was really impressed with how they worked together with their team. So well done. Well played onto that one, Tony. And you're going to see more where that came from momentarily. I think it'll be good. But comparatively to our first series, that one was a good showcase of, I guess, what you can do with the Devil Dinosaur, right? The Buddy Barrier is just huge. You can block out the Goddess of Death. You can block out a Meteor for basically nothing. It's not like you have to actively think about it. You know, comparatively to where you put up, let's say, I don't know, an Invis shield, you know, to try and block that, maybe even the Strange shield, something, right? To actively think about it, you just passively have that up, and then you're good. Like, even if you just wait it out, let's say, you know, some mags like to build a little bit of a charge up, you just pop the Buddy Barrier, and then, can't do anything.
Blocked completely. Yeah, that's as insane. Well interesting. It's a mobile shield, so like it's on top of Devil Dino, and I think that comp as well was really good from KGSC because it allowed them to play on top of the Devil Dino. We had White Fox in the mix, we had Magic as well. Probably going to be diving and isolating the same targets there. The Cap as well, probably ducking in to check on his backline, making sure that nobody's getting taken out there. And yeah, this comp was really really solid from KGSC, and unfortunately for CSC, they just couldn't quite find out what worked for them, Matt. They tried the Iron Fist, they tried the Howler, just a whole bunch of things that just couldn't come together, unfortunately for them.
Yeah, unfortunate, but it's only going to be the first day of competition here, so there's still time to fix things up through the rest of the term. Still time to adapt and learn how the meta is going to play out. Especially keen to see the Cyclops come into the mix later. But for now, everybody, that is going to be our second series of the day. Closed, done, and dusted. And we are going to be heading to a short break while we get our next one set up. So don't go anywhere. We'll be back before you know it. Welcome back, everybody, to AEL High School Competition Marble Rivals Term 2. It's Mattse and TwoTapTony coming at you once again with another round of competition right here, right now. We are going to be jumping into none other than LC Rivals, taking on Phoenix Black here. And the mapping question, Tony, what's it going to be?
Yep. It's not Celestial Husk again, is it?
No, it's not.
Okay.
It's not. It's Burnin, it's T'Challa, it's Domination. We're coming at you with Burnin T'Challa, and eager to see how it's all going to go down, everybody. So it looks like our players are getting set up to jump into the draft in just a second here. So keen to see how it goes, and I'm eager to see if there's focus on that Devil Dinosaur all over again once we do get into it. Speaking of, looks like we are about ready to rumble. So here we go. Let's get into it, Tone.
Gets into it. Phoenix Black and LC Rivals. Some newer names, of course, for the LC Rival side, and as well for Phoenix Black. Some newer names as well, Matt. And of course, we're going to be quite excited to potentially see maybe a Devil Dino lock in here for either of these sides, but it's going to be Gambit or Wolverine.
Oh, it is.
Oh,
it's going to be. Some technical difficulties going on there.
Oh, hello there.
Oh, it's all right.
Okay.
Yeah, maybe some technical difficulties going on there, but that's
hopefully
okay.
Get that one sorted.
Yeah, we'll get that one sorted out in a second, everybody. Just a second here. Looks like maybe
I believe the team
observer having some issues.
Yeah.
But that's okay. We'll fix that up in just a second here. All right, just bear with us, folks.
All good.
Shout out to our observer, by the way. So
yeah, shout out to observer.
They'll fix it up. They'll fix it up. Don't worry.
Yeah. I guess to touch on Gambit ban first there,
and
coming
Wolverine.
through, and Wolverine, yeah, Wolverine target ban, not what we're normally used to seeing. Matt, we saw a lot of Wolverine towards the tail end, I guess, of last season. You know, Wolverine felt pretty good in the neutral.
Here we go.
Oh, we're back. We're here.
We are so here, and Invis is going to be protected with Emma. Oh my goodness. Never thought I'd see the day where Emma's protected again. We're so back.
Yeah, Emma being saved here. Feels like maybe a potential counter to the Devil Dino, right, Matt? As you alluded to, the Carbon Crush pretty good at shutting down, realistically, anything the Devil Dino was going to opt to do here. We're going to be seeing Magneto going to be banned out here. Cloak and Dagger, though, in the other side of things. Normally you see the Magneto taken away. That means that one team's definitely probably going to want to play Cloak and Dagger, and that's why LC were like, yeah, we don't want to have to deal with that one.
Yeah, they don't want to deal with that whatsoever, but we are going to see the Strange locked in there, so the team up will be coming at you between Strange and Invis for the LC Rival side here. Mag going to be banned out, though, so not going to have any options into that. Daredevil actually going to be protected this time. Okay. I like to see it. You know, I love some of the still highly impactful damage that can come out from the Daredevil there. I guess I'm curious to see if it's going to be the double Devil. You know, the Daredevil and the Devil Dino coming out on the Phoenix Black side here, because Devil Dino is still open, Tony.
Yeah, Devil Dino is still available. Strange lock in here for LC Rivals. Respectable one, considering the potential to portal back, especially with Burnin T'Challa being probably a very important map for the portals back on, right? A little bit more of a terrain to navigate here. So we're going to be seeing, of course, Strange being available for both sides. So, you know, Phoenix Black might look to bring that one to play here. Taking out Spider-Man as well in the last tick of things here. And LC Rivals, we're seeing an interesting composition here, Matt. Fantastic. We're going to be seeing Thing. We're going to be seeing the Bash Brothers come through here for LC Rivals.
Could see a bit of fun like that. The Payne Brothers coming out, and maybe more where that came from. They have the Resurrection potential as well with the Karmic Revival online there, and do have the Deadpool to play with as well here. So very unique composition once again coming through here, Tony, but I'm all for it. You know, we've seen a bit of strat pull come on deck before. We know what it's capable of. We know that teams can do many great things with it, you know, especially playing into, I guess, the Ponage Pound there. It can, I guess, be that pseudo Vanpool ultimate there with the, yeah, there's a lot to do. Obviously, pseudo version of the Banhammer, but we're going to jump into it right now, everybody. It's time to get serious, and let's see who's going to be able to take aim and take first claim over the mission area.
This is an exciting one. Of course, going to be seeing Zadi once again on the Namor. Going to be face checking into Dro on that Hulk, so has to be cautious. Might have to fall back a little bit here. There's a thing charging towards the point with that helmet on. Pretty safe, you know. Not going to be taking any fatal head wounds, I imagine. Going to be seeing CJ, though, already taking out the Adam Warlock. So, having to expend the passive early. Ghostly Figure going to have to use that res. They have taken out the thing in the interim. Some great control here. Very staggered approach from Phoenix Black as they walk towards the point.
Yeah, going to be a staggered approach as they look to encroach upon the mission area here. And the claim will be laid, but it's a Bizarsti there going to be able to take a lot of presence over onto the Jeff here, using the Mr. Fantastic to success, it seems. So they will be able to continue to take aim at all of those who try and wreak havoc over the mission area. Somehow Bizarsti just staying uncontested. I can't believe this, honestly, Tony.
I can't believe it. Here's Zadi on the high ground as well. Pretty comfortable spot to be dishing out a lot of shots with that Punisher, of course. Not seeing the Devil Dino feels wrong, though. You know, Punisher being in the mix feels like it's very suited that we'll see Devil Dino, but, you know, just using the Punisher with all of what they've got is going to be a quick KO there from the Invis, secured as well from Koji. You can see that the red side pretty comfortable in holding this point there. Great carbon crush into the kick there. Takes out Ghostly Figure. And a double is good. Look at all this space, though, that the Vanguards are controlling. Even Psionic Seduction could be out of Koji. That feels a little bit excessive, if you ask me, Matt.
Yeah, I think they may be overdoing it there a little bit, Tony. You've got to be on the right side of things there. But still, Phoenix Black going to be able to crack through the armor there and continue to lay waste to the mission area. I like the staggered KO coming out from Bizarsti as well, considering how long Bizarsti was able to stay online on the mission area before. It's good that you can take them out of play to help things along in the long term here. Final judgment from Zadi as well. Going to be just a bit of added pressure here. It's good that Phoenix Black aren't overcommitting to things here, considering they had 5 ults. They used 1 just to push them back a little, and they still have 4 more to continue to add pressure in the front lines.
Seeing Magic Dash and Slash, Dark Child available from CJ, but Devil Dino comes out from Ghostly Figure and puts it to work here. Able to walk forward on the point. Ayabaga from Phoenix Black towards the side of LC Rivals, but they'll actually find a quick KO. Horn of Proteus there. Gonna be swallowed up. It's Jeff from Burbox. Might have secured a ton of members there. It's actually gonna be Penta from Burbox. Phoenix Black now have control of the point with just a lowly Invis left. Matt, that's a huge play.
Yeah, major work coming out from Burbox there. So huge stuff from Phoenix Black in order to crack through and take away the Stellar Spaceport. So good on the first objective there. We're moving on to the next one now, though. It's time to go to the Imperial Institute of Science. And let's see who's going to be getting scientific with it right now as we jump into the next portion, Tony. It's time for the Devil Dino to come out. No Punisher alongside it. Maybe on the other team. Let's see who can manage to take control of this one, Tony. Could the Devil Dinosaur be the solution? Could the Blade be the solution as well? What on earth is going on here?
LC Rivals are cooking up something crazy. Matt Bizarsti with the Blade. You're going to see Devil Dino for Ghostly Figure after playing into the Atom for a little bit. Was like, yeah. Nah, Adam doesn't really feel too great into a comp of Phoenix Black's caliber, of course. Yeah, the Blade. Gonna be cool to watch for as well. Blade with Devil Dino gives an interesting thing, right? A little bit of a bleed-heavy combo, right? Blade with that anti-heal, but as well, the Devil Dino bleed could stack up and do a ton of work here to Phoenix Black if they're not cautious.
Yeah, they really have to exercise the most caution into this one. 1,000-fold slash could be a big problem, but I mean, there's even more where that came from. Oh, good collection coming up front there. And it's going to be Zardy injecting the damage with the turret there. Miley goes down already, so not going to be able to go on the World Tour this time. Will be forced out, and good to see more to follow here. Basasti trying to hunt down that Jeff. Not going to be able to achieve it as yet, but it's a good change-up for LC Rivals here. They've managed to take the early mission area control and have ults to support their endeavors.
A great change-up here, allowing a little bit more freedom of movement. Buddy Barry going to be popped there from a ghostly figure. Just going to be walking back. Vanpool here as well. I haven't seen that in a little bit. Actually, no, sorry, that's Strat Pool.
Yeah,
Strat coming Pool. In here from... Yeah, Strat Pool from LC Rail, or maybe Dual Pool.
No,
that
Strat Pool.
Yeah. Interesting.
And speaking of interesting, we do see the 1,000-fold slash come out alongside Devil's Rampage. Final Judgment now coming in a suit alongside the Dark Child here. So this is a good response, but I like how LC Rivals play cover. So it really does nullify the impact of Zardy into this one. CJ still able to try and hunt them, but LC did a great job to survive through that.
Yeah, they just dropped down to the low ground there. Don't have to deal with that Final Judgment. They did have to deal with CJ, though. That was hot on their tail. Still hot on their tail for the moment. Going to be chomped down by Ghostly Figure. And the bleeds are starting to stack up there. CJ needs to be careful. Sonic Seduction coming through here from Koji as they'll try to take up. Agamotto actually stops the magic from dashing on towards the White Fox there. Perfect count from LC.
Yeah, great circumstances, great timings here, and they are still priming up to maintain further control. Bazasti does catch them as well, and Ghostly going to be chomping away. So things working out perfectly for LC Rivals here. See if they can keep it up, though. Miley maybe looking to portal their way through from spawn. Time is of the essence here. And they are looking to bless it with a battle. So coming out from the height and looking to take this one up front.
Portal comes out. It's Jeff coming through from the red side of things. Not as big as the Swallow. Actually gets 6 people there. Spits out the allies, but gets nullified. Agamotto on top of the point. A ton of KOs have already gone to LC's board. Banhammer coming out there from the Strat Pool. And CJ just trying to make something happen, but the anti-heal there from the likes of LC Rivals, too much to deal with, and 100% to 0, Matt.
Wow. Absolute clean sweep onto that one. Cannot believe the change-up they had, you know. Bringing the Blade of all things into the mix there, but also bringing out the Devil Dinosaur. You could see the change of composition, the change of playstyle worked out magnificently for them there, and it really caught Phoenix Black off guard. Like, they don't know how to deal with this yet. And I mean, considering how fresh Devil Dinosaur is into the game, it's going to take a bit of time for some teams to adapt around this. Oh, they're playing a friendly game here, Tony. Tic-tac-toe.
Yeah, tic-tac-toe.
Oh.
With,
Oh!
Easy win.
GG.
The Deadpool spray. The made pool spray?
Yep, that'd be the one.
Using the Hulk as the O. That's interesting. Shout out to LC for that one. Shout out to Observer for catching that as well.
Yeah, big dubs to our Observer there. You know who you are, and we appreciate all of the great stuff you're putting in here today. So, pat on the back to our Observer. But we are going to be now observing some fresh KOs straight into the choke point here. And I love how LC Rivals have just taken it to them. They're already trying to collect some KOs onto this 1,000-fold slash. Ooh. And more to be put into this. Ponage Pound, the boundary. Oh my goodness, Tony. They brought out a ton into that fight. I don't know. Do you feel like the 3 ults was a bit much there?
Yeah, that was... I mean, whatever gets them the point, but also, yeah, a little bit of overextension of the resources here. Yeah, only really needed, I guess, the 1,000-fold slash, maybe even the boundary. Probably could have kept the boundage pwn here for this next one.
Well, at least they've got the Devil Beast Rampage available, right? They can try and play around that into the boundary, perhaps, but they're letting Phoenix Black commit things first. Oh, here we go. Devil Beast Rampage coming at you right now, and a Devil Dino. We'll see if they can hit the ground running, try and force them away from the point here. Not going to be able to find too much success yet, but Strat Pool does open up. BRB online, so looks like Rockets in town, perhaps, as Burr Box tries their best to box their way in.
Zardi swapped over to the Lunar Snow here, opting for the triple strategist. Not something we normally see from teams, at least as of late. You know, a lot of teams looking to move away from that one, play a little bit more 2-2-2, and a little bit more standard, but Phoenix Black, it pays off for the moment. Well, Cyrus is able to find Sasti here, and we're seeing the rest of them really use this middle ground to cover themselves here. And that actually forces LC Rivals back towards their spawn side after only capping 59%.
Yeah, going to force them back for the time being, so good time to flip the mission area into their control. Do have a few tools they can use to stop them as well. The dance floor available, Sia as well, so things are possible. Things are available here. Oh, Erica almost getting pushed onto the mission area, but here we go. Agamotto up front, Sonic Seduction. Kumiho going to be unleashed as well. Going to be taken straight out of Fox form, so not going to be able to hold on. Ponish Pound coming out, though, from Lando Gent here. Let's see if they can manage to do more with it as they focus down. Agamotto up front and not getting too much value. Dance floor online now, though, and not going to be able to get a response either. Erica doing the best to charge up, not going to be able to land it. He's going to be the 1,000-fold slash now. The anti going to be online, and they are trying their best to clean up house, but it's going to be Phoenix Black cracking through. Having the BRB available as well brings Zardi back into the mix. It's perfect right now for Phoenix Black.
Yeah, that was well played there. Basasti getting a perfect 1,000-fold slash across the entire Phoenix Black side. A ton of them were anti, but they were able to isolate that fight out for so long and draw it out. The target focusing as well was pretty spectacular to see. Now LC Rivals walking in with double shields, right? You've got the boundary, but you've also got the double dino shield to play with here, and seeing what Ghostly Figure can do on the walk up. We're going to be seeing boundary end as well, letting that beast rampage now. Matt, Phoenix Black have to be careful.
Yeah, tread lightly into this one, otherwise they're going to be in big trouble. Speaking of, Magic's gone down. A great start from LC Rivals here. So they trickle ahead. A Ponish Pound coming out from Landogen here, trying their best to isolate the fight once again. Emma Frost alone on the mission area, and now zoned out. Good for them, though, to hold on firmly to that control as long as they did. You know, every second counts, especially at this stage of the endeavor here. So LC Rivals committing a lot to take control of that fight, and will be able to push ahead, but the portal's coming out. Phoenix Black aren't giving them any time to reflect.
Yeah, they're going to be coming out from the height, but coming out from the skies there. Agamotto coming through from Darkchild as well from CJ, and that's already a double picked up for the Magic, though traded by Ghostly Figure, who deals with the Magic quite promptly. I have Agamotto going to be starting everyone up, but nobody here is helping Miley Cyrus out. You got the strategist topping them up in the background of things. But Phoenix Black, though, they need a little bit more firepower to get on towards this point. LC are still stalling. They're going to kidnap them. Strange, they're going to take him away. They amplify the CYA coming through from Phoenix Black. They're now back on the point here to fight, Matt.
Yeah, fighting hard and strong. They will find the Fox and more to follow. It's Koji doubling down onto that one and looking to go to town in the duration of their diamond form, but not for too long. The body barrier comes up, goes straight down very quickly here. So Koji doing a good job to help isolate these fights for their team there, playing into the team up alongside Lunar Snow as well, and just looking to control the flow of the game here. But LC Rivals, they did a great job to stall out the fight as long as they did. Kumiho's out. This is insane, Tony, but Zasti on the Fantastic is just sustaining through every fight.
Yeah, he was just standing there for so long, just bouncing through, ducking and weaving through Phoenix Black there. And of course, they now are starting to run out of members themselves. Portal comes back in here from LC Rivals, and now they're looking to touch on and looking to make the fight. There's Invisible Boundary comes out from Phoenix Black just to emphasize the healing here on towards their backside. Here it is going to be one from the Strange coming through from LC, and off of the point, Phoenix Black get pushed. It's LC Rivals to take it, Matt, and that's 2-1.
What an insane reversal there. Off the back of playing into the Devil Dinosaur, then making some adaptations and changes to their composition once again. it just works out fantastically. So, and speaking of fantastic, got to be the MVP. Look at that, no doubt. Mr. Fantastic taking control, holding on for dear life towards the end of that game there, and managing to give their team that last surge of energy they needed in order to take control. So well done, well played to LC Rivals in order to push themselves into greatness there. So very impressed with how they held their own and managed to hone in on their talents to take it to the next level.
Yeah, that was insane there. The Fantastic just being a stable presence there on the point, holding it at 99 there for so long, and the rest of the team was just able to come back for free there. Portal through from LC, and props to them. That was a really well-played game as well from the side Phoenix Black. That was a close one. You know, a very hard-fought affair for both sides. We saw the first point go Phoenix Black's way, then we saw 100% LC were able to flip the script, and then they found everything that worked for them there. The Devil Dino and the Strange just being an absolute menace of a combo to deal with there. And, well, unfortunately for Phoenix Black, they fall to LC there.
That's it. Unfortunately, it all comes crashing down. So unlucky, but there's always going to be another opportunity into future matches. So don't fret. You know, it's only the first day of competition here. Still more to come throughout the rest of the term. So don't fret. There'll be more chances. Still, great game to come through regardless, though, Tony. Really happy with how the teams composed themselves and put on a great display there. Speaking of great displays, though, we have more around the corner of this break. Everybody, don't go anywhere. We'll be back very soon. Welcome back, everybody, to AEL High School Marble Rivals Term 2. It's Mattse and TwoTapTony coming at you with some more Marble Rivals action here in this. And we are going to be getting down to business very soon, Tony. But how you feeling about the game so far? Are they pumping you up?
Yeah, I'm feeling excited. We've gotten to see some Devil Dino for the first time this season. The first time this competition as well. What a way to kick off the first week, Matt. We saw a close one there as well from both of those last two respective teams, and I imagine this next one going to be exciting as well.
Yeah, that's it. Speaking of the next one, we do have SPLC Panthers taking on Phoenix Black here on Hell's Heaven. So, very keen to get down to business into this one. Speaking of getting down to business, though, I think we will be getting into the server, getting into the draft very soon here. I think our players are just about ready to go. That they are. So without further ado, everybody, here we go. Enjoy the show.
It should be an exciting show, Matt. We'll get to see SPLC Panthers for the first time today. And of course, Phoenix Black. We've already seen what they're looking to rock with. You know, a lot of strange, lot of magic in the mix. And of course, Koji on that Ember Frost has been pretty nice to see as well. But well, first time we're going to see SPLC Panthers, and what do they opt to ban here? Because, of course, I'm seeing the Devil Dino Hubble. It's going to be a Black Panther, taking away the dive opportunities here from Phoenix Black.
Yeah, no more BP. Interesting to see. Phoenix getting the Protect, though, makes a lot of sense, considering the impact that Phoenix can have heading into this season alone. Bucky offline as well, so not going to see any usage of the Bionic Hook into this one. May see some other things come into the mix, though, like the Invis here. So, Tony, things are already starting to look clear.
There's a clear ban line here for the likes of both sides, right? Keeping Invis is what Phoenix Black are after. For the likes of SPLC Panthers, though, keeping Phoenix online is pretty good. As we said, a pretty good count in Devil Dino if Phoenix Black opt to bring that one out. And, of course, a Blade getting taken away here. Phoenix Black don't want to have to deal with the possibility of the anti that comes through from that 1,000-fold slash. They're going to maybe try to play in towards a Cloak and Dagger here with that Magneto ban. But a curious case as well. What do they opt to save here? Because a lot of strong picks that SPLC Panthers could bring to the table here.
Yeah, there's a lot of different things they can bring in to the fold under this one. Interesting to see a Blade ban, but I mean, after last game, maybe it makes sense. Maybe it makes sense. Jeff going to be enabled for Hyper onto this one. It definitely makes a lot of sense considering how much presence Hyper has been able to bring out on that hero in particular. You know, they love a bit of their Jeffy, so great to see they get to play with Jeff into this one. Good to see they're opting for the team-up approach, though. Phoenix Black have the Strange and the Invis online here, so definitely can inject a lot of potential into their play on this one. And keen to see how the Elasta bans will go across both sides. No Dino. Ooh, no worries.
Yeah, no Dino here going to be brought to the table for SPLC Panthers. Of course, save of that Jeff's pretty good. Strange save here for Phoenix Black. We've seen what Miley Cyrus can do with that one. And Hella going to be the last point of contention here from SPLC. They'll take away, I believe, that probably Zardy's Hella. You know, Zardy can play both Hella and Namor, so we'll opt to see Zardy on the Namor. And of course, they're just going to run the same composition that worked for them previously. The likes of SPLC Panthers, though, a little bit more flavor, Matt. We get Rowdy on the Elsa. We're going to be seeing a Mantis Groot combination here. That team up could be good at isolating some pick potential. Okay, never mind. I spoke too soon. They swap over to the White Fox.
Yes, they certainly will. So, not going to be able to get that one taken out of play, but we are going to see the Elsa brought in to play here. It feels like the focus on Elsa has kind of shifted direction onto this one, so curious to see how much Elsa will actually be brought out this season, to be honest. Regardless, curiosity will be jumping in to action on Hell's Heaven here. So we are jumping into the Super Soldier Factory right away, and keen to see how it's all going to go down as Juno is ready to go on that White Fox there. And it's going to be E42Y on the Groot. Everybody ready to get boots on the ground and ready to move into this game.
Yeah, we're getting into it. Moving towards Hell's Heaven. No longer Celestial Huskman or Burn into Charla. A little bit of a different flavor for this final one. And it's going to be interesting here because Hell's Heaven, especially this first mission area, going to be a lot of cover that these teams can play with, especially with the fact that they have the Strangers in the mix. We'll see Praise, though. Still rocking with Flavor of the Month pick. Phoenix still seems to be a pretty prominent one. Great trap placement there from Rowdy to catch a Strange walking up. Looking to find this Jeff, and we'll be able to pull out the shotgun. The shots are coming through. It's Rowdy already for a double. Maybe looking to find this triple here. Stagger out some more KOs. Triple found. And SPLC Panthers, what a start here, controlling that space quite effectively.
Yeah, so far, so good, Tony. Able to control the space and clear their opponents out nice and easy. We'll get the delayed KO as well, so that's going to be great to keep the numbers in their favor and can enable further opportunities here. Speaking of opportunities, though, it looks like Phoenix have managed to find one of their own and will be traded back by Rowdy. Goodbye, Zardy. Now looking to get even more in their favor as they are forced to fall back onto this one, but at least they still control the mission area, control the space here. But they're going to have to put a lot more work in if they want to hold this one on, and they will. Burber's down.
Ooh. Yeah, that is going to be the Punisher taken out of commission here from Phoenix Black. It is going to be a double KO here from Juno on the White Fox. We've seen, you know, a lot of teams actually opt to play heavy into the White Fox, especially with that Luna team up. Luna pretty good at the current moment, and, you know, White Fox just seems to do a ton of damage. A little bit of a Jeff 1v1 there. Rowdy coming in to ruin it, and we'll secure the KO there. Kumiho on top of the Strange, who's walking forward here. It's Jeff going to be coming through as well. Overextension potentially swallows up the Kumiho. Now SPLC, they need to be cautious. They can't overextend too far because they're in the face of Phoenix Black spawn.
Yeah, faced off, head into this one, and to see what else they can achieve here. Mr. Yeet does fall back. Do have the end song available if required. Can play into the Strangling Prism with it. Here we go. Combination activated. Boom! Getting KO City onto this one, Tony. And that's going to be a great way to shut Phoenix Black out of the round. Going up in flames, but they're getting backcapped, Tony. They don't even realize it.
Oh my god, who's on the point? It's none other than I Love Cold Sober, and gonna be Sober having a fallback potentially, though. The Jeff does spot them out. Now the Invis just in the background as the cap comes back here towards SPLC. Sober's walking away because they can't really do anything, right? Especially with the fact that SPLC are still on this point and committing members who are going to be walking back. We're going to be seeing Psionic Seduction here from Phoenix Black. They're trying to walk onto this point here, but they need to touch OT just on a fraction of a second, and Rowdy pulls them off, Matt. That is going to be first point cap for SPLC.
The power of the Invis. The power of the Elsa there. Just too strong, Tony. So a great way to capture the Super Soldier Factory into their favor. And going to be happy to get control of that one. So really well done from Rowdy and Co to steal the show, and we'll be able to take that first capture point into their favor. Phoenix Black left reflecting, left wondering, what more can we do here? Well, at least, Tony, they do have the Gambit available into this one, so could see that Raging Royal Flush try and flush them through towards victory.
Going to be, ooh, is that Black Widow?
It's time to play for the vibes.
Yeah, this is going to be a fun one to see here, playing for the vibes. And Phoenix Black, they're going to be cautious, though. They've changed a few things up. We've put Zardio towards the Luna. CJ realizes the Gambit is available. And Phoenix Black definitely want to play into that one. Really see a raging judgment here. We haven't seen that in quite a bit. And Rowdy going to be taken up on the high ground there using the Elsa movement to fruition here, while the rest of SPLC play on the low ground. Hyper needs to be careful, take it down low. Almost pulled into submission here, but Phoenix Black winning out the fight slowly there. It's going to be a few quick KOs to their board here. And the Widow and the rest of the team have to fall back here from SPLC.
Yeah, going to have to fall back for the time being. Otherwise, they are going to be pulled in into a vortex of KO. Speaking of, the show started. Phoenix Black will take the early control, open up the account here, and they aren't even done. They're going to take a further ground for themselves and see if they can hit the ground running. So, I love the quick reactiveness from SPLC here in the fact they lose a player, they immediately fall off the angle so they can regroup. This is good discipline so far from them. We'll see if this allows them to stack up because they've already found Burbo Box and Tony. They're looking for more.
And looking for a little bit more playing up on the high ground here. Snipers, Elsa and Praise, and it is going to be Jeff coming through. It is going to be Agamotto on top of the high ground
Praise
here.
got away.
Praise got away with low HP there. And the rest of them are going to be spat off by Hyper. Beautiful environmental KOs there with It's Jeff. And Praise lives to fight another day. That's point cap back for SPLC, Matt.
I'm baffled. We witnessed Praise getting absolutely ran at there by the whip from Miley there, but somehow they will escape the battle. Not going to be the same for the victims there of Hyper and the It's Jeff, though. So, good discipline from SPLC to sustain through it, maintain mission area control. Already forcing out an early portal into the region royal flush here, Tony, and CJ is online.
CJ online, and it is going to be Burbo Box there with the final judgment up on the high ground. Easy. Going to be taken out of submission here at SPLC, though they'll lose the Strange as well. The fight is back, though, from the strategist of all things, Rowdy, Praise, and Juno all getting involved, and that's point still being held by SPLC. Felt like a winnable fight there, Matt. Phoenix Black up on the high ground. Ooh. Judgment coming out there. Shot from Praise. Looking for a follow-up there with the ultimate. Not going to quite be able to find it. Follows up with a second shot. Zani's taken out. Praise playing for the vibes, Matt.
Yeah, the electroplasma explosion coming out in a big way. They managed to get the KO in their favor. And now they're maintaining that pressure. They're playing on the front. They're getting the no-scopes through, Tony. Oh, my goodness. They will be able to shut down basically the entire team there, relegating them back all the way to the spawn point, Tony. I can't believe what we're witnessing here. As it will be Mr. Yeet Turtle taking the front line side of things here. Rogue actually coming out. Okay, playing into the team up. And they're looking to steam out.
Well, they're going to have to steam out pretty quickly, Matt. Percentage is building up here for SPLC. About 85. We'll see Agamotto come through. We'll see the Maelstrom to follow up as well, using that melee here. Yeet Turtle trying to find that final one there on towards the Punisher, but Hyper and the rest, they're getting backcapped again, Matt. What is happening here? Phoenix Black and sneaky little devil CJ this time might be matched. They will trade 1-for-1 there with Hyper. And the cap almost came through. They'll have to wait to see that percentage fully go down. Overtime done, and SPLC claim a quick victory here on Hell's Heaven.
Yeah, well done, well played. And Phoenix Black suffering the consequences of the early portal there means they didn't have it available for that last moments of contention there. So, unfortunately, nothing to help them to contest and play into an OT. But speaking of Hyper, before there's Hyper on the Jeff, MVP into this one. Well deserved. They put in a lot of hard work for their team and had a huge ult into that game as well. So really well done for the SPLC side there to take control and stroll ahead. GG's all round. Love to see it, Tone. Love to see it. Unlucky for Phoenix Black there. You know, they tried the best they could. Unfortunately, weren't able to bring it up enough into that one. So unlucky, unfortunate, but it's okay. Their time will come, just not today.
Yeah, of course, we only just started the term. A ton of things to be worked out here as well. Devil Dino seems to still be worked out a little bit here for a few of these teams, right? Still kind of tinkering with the compositions and see what works with them, with what heroes they want to play with. But yeah, that was a very, very decisive game there out of SPLC. So props to them. They look really good playing for the vibes too. Wasn't expecting the Widow at all. But yeah, it seems to be their bread and butter here. Maybe look to see a target ban on that going into the future.
I would hope so. I'd hope so. Maybe. Unlucky, but no. Definitely fun to see Widow coming out there, and hopefully we see it again. You know, whether it's in our high school competition, whether it's in stage 1 for Marvel Rivals Ignite coming up very soon. Definitely keen to see how that all goes down. Lots of fun in store for sure, Tone. For sure. But speaking of for sure, Tone, I'm for sure looking forward to some of our newer features being enabled. You know, finally another Doom match map is going to be coming out soon. That's going to be good. I was honestly surprised by that. You know, I thought maybe they'd cook up another map for competition, but obviously Lower Manhattan, you know, just came out towards the tail end of last season there, so maybe they want to let the current map pool kind of simmer for a bit before they add anything else into the mix, maybe in Season 9, you know, or maybe later. Who knows, but it's great to see. I think the last time we only really saw this was when they brought out the 18v18 mode, you know, where they let things simmer for a bit. So, cool to see other features being added, but we'll see how things go. Speaking of how things go, though, Tone, I think it's time to see how our sponsors go. Yeah.
Yeah.
You predict in the future or something, Tony. I think
I might know how this works.
You know a bit of the recipe there, I think. You got the secret formula. Speaking of the formula, though, everybody want to say a big shout out to our sponsors here today. A big shout out to AGON by AOC, the #1 gaming monitor brand in the world. AGON by AOC provide best-in-class monitor solutions for gaming and all other needs. Big shout out to them and theirs. You know, you love them. We appreciate them. But we also appreciate none other than
HyperX and Officeworks. Matt, a big shout out to them. Of course, power your game with the latest HyperX gear at Officeworks. Push performance to the limit with the latest in gaming tech, from high-spec to precision gear. Officeworks has what you need.
Yeah, that's it, Tony. Big shout out to them and theirs there. You know them, you love them. We certainly appreciate them. And we also appreciate none other than Indomie, the noodle partner, made with the higher quality flour and the selected ingredients and spices. A plate of Indomie mee goreng will certainly brighten up your day. Try any one of the flavors available today from your local grocer or at indomie.com.au. So big shout out to each and every single one of our sponsors there. You know them, you love them, and we certainly appreciate all of their support. Speaking of support, though, everybody, make sure you check out AEL. That is AU Esports League on all of our social medias there. That would be X, Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, TikTok. You know it. We are going to be on it, and you can see some of our highlights for all our various competitions there. You know, even today, we'll have some highlights coming through there, so make sure you check them out now. And it's going to be good. Going to be great, even. Some of the best plays we have here. You know it. But that's going to be all from us here today. Tony, do you have any final words before we close it out?
I'm looking forward to seeing more Devil Dino in the future.
Couldn't have said it even better. I love to see Devil Dino. Keen to see more of the Devil Beast rampages there. It's going to be lots of fun, and definitely keen to see more of that in store. For now, though, everybody, want to say thank you so much for tuning in to our first day of competition here in Term 2 for Marvel Rivals in AEL High School, and we can't wait to see you again into the next one. So thanks so much for tuning in, everybody. We'll catch you next time around. Ciao for now.